Right, I'm Brady Kaiser. I'm going as Frederick Thomas Gunn. He was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania on February 5th, 1856. He was the first child of Thomas Gunn and Anne Houghton. Though his family was happy living in Philadelphia, his mother Anne had a strong desire to gather with the other Latter-day Saints in Utah. After nearly 5 years, they had saved enough money for the trip. In May of 1860, they left for Utah. They traveled by train part of the way from Philadelphia, and then by boat up the Missouri River to Phoenix, Nebraska. Because they saved money, they were able to outfit themselves nicely for the nearly 1,000-mile trip. Thomas and his brother purchased a wagon, 2 oxen, plus a milk cow. They carried with them 550 pounds of food and supplies. They traveled with the Gunn Brazier party with a total of 3 wagons and 3 cows. They were in the Captain John Smith's company of 358 Saints. Elder Carl G. Mazer was the president of their company. It was an easy trip for the Gunn family. About 100 miles into their journey, one of their oxen suddenly died. They had to trade their large wagon for a small one. Many things had to be sold or left behind. On August 10th, Amelia Marianne, aged 2 years and 7 months old, died after a short illness. She is buried near Devil's Gate, about 500 miles east of Salt Lake City. His parents had great faith and were willing to endure many hardships for the restored gospel of Jesus Christ, which they loved dearly. Guns eventually entered in Salt Lake Valley through Brothers Canyon on Sunday, September 1st, 1860.
Okay, I'm Cole Murdock Kaiser, and I am going as John Murdock. He was born on July 15th, 1792 in New York. He belonged to many other churches, and he was baptized as a member of the LDS Church in November of 1830 in Ohio. He was a really close friend to Prophet Joseph Smith, and he worked on his farm. He served several missions for the church. And him and his wife had 2 twins, and his wife died giving birth to the twins, Joseph and Julia. And the prophet Joseph, with his wife Emma, had just lost their twins at birth, so John offered for Joseph and Emma to adopt his twins since his wife had passed away, and he was unable to care for them. He's also mentioned twice in the Doctrine and Covenants. John Murdock served in Zion's camp, and he also served for high councils in the far west in Salt Lake City. He also served as a bishop in Nauvoo and Salt Lake. John Murdock's son, John Riggs Murdock, went back and forth across the plains aiding saints 11 times, and that's more than any other man, and that's who Quinn is going as.
I'm Quinn, and like he said, I'm going as John Riggs Murdock. John Riggs Murdock was born in Orange, Ohio, on September 13th, 1826. He's the son of John and Julia Clapp Murdock. His mother died when he was 5 years old, and John was placed in the home of Morris Phelps when he was very welcome since they had no son of their own. The Phelps family moved from Jackson County to a farm near far west where John was given the responsibility of running the farm. When he was 13 years old, he was entrusted with driving 100 head of cattle the entire distance across the state of Missouri into Illinois, more than 200 miles, much of the way through rain and mud. John then joined his father in Nauvoo. He enlisted in the Mormon Battalion on July 16, 1846, when he was not yet 20 years of age. After he was mustered out, he met his father's family in Salt Lake City, October 2nd, 1847. The family built a home of adobe, while John secured employment cutting timber and farming. He married Olerma Lott on November 12th, 1849, and they settled in Lehigh on 40 acres of farmland. In 1864, he was called to make his home in Beaver, where He was bishop. He was elected a member of the territorial legislature and re-elected 4 consecutive terms. He was also a member of the territorial convention that drafted a constitution from the state of Utah. He was the founder of a church academy at Beaver and appendage to the then Brigham Young Academy at Provo. Mr. Murdock was instrumental in organizing a cooperative woolen factory and a mercantile cooperative institution with capital stock of $20,000. In 1881, he was made president of the Beaver Stake of Zion and later was ordained a patriarch. His passing occurred November 12, 1913, thus ending the vigorous life of one of the most rugged of pioneer men.